What is up, everybody? My name is Justin French, covering music for those who care, and right now take a look at the self-titled third record from Shawn Mendes. Yeah, I know you're probably gonna look at me and be like, the hell is he reviewing this thing for? And I know my next statement is probably gonna spark some controversy amongst the fangirls out there, and I apologize, but this is my opinion. I've never really been the biggest Shawn Mendes fan when it comes to his music. I don't know, white guy with an acoustic guitar singing about cutesy relationships just isn't my style. But, hang on. I saw a little bit of hope whenever the first single for this record, In My Blood, came out back in March. And what I love about that song compared to his other singles is that this one just lyrically feels a bit personal. It talks about his struggle with anxiety, and I just really think the music behind it just actually sounded really good. So I was pretty curious to see that after that song had kind of changed my opinion on him just a tiny bit. I kind of wanted to see what direction he would go on this self-titled record. So now that the record is out, what are my thoughts on it? Now, while this album does still have its relationship songs on it, I think musically this album has really stepped it up to the plate compared to his other two records, Illuminate and Handwritten. Musically, what I love about it is it mixes the boundaries between pop, stadium rock, and a little bit of funk dashed in there. Blends all three together, and they just sound really good. I love the guitar lines on this album, and the hooks are just really big. And I will say, too, that vocally, Mendes reminds me a lot of Justin Timberlake and Ed Sheeran. At least on this album. Now, another song that doesn't use the same lyrical style that Mendes usually does is on the song Youth, which features Khalid, which I did a reaction review on for those of you who want to see that. I really love the track, and it's probably one of the highlights here on this album. I really love the lyrical theme here on the song, which is basically talking about the political state here in 2018. And I just really love the back and forth vocals between Khalid and Mendes. Both of those two sound really nice together. And the bass and the guitar lines kind of have more of this Latin flair to it, blend in very nicely. It's got a really great groove to it. Now, tracks on here such as Where Were You in the Morning, Fallin' All in You, and Particular Taste, that last one featuring Ryan Tedder doing backing vocals and also co-writing the song, I think just really have some really great funky grooves to them. That last one especially, I think Tedder doing the backing vocals just gives it a nice little touch to it. Another track that I enjoy off this record is the second to last track, which is Perfectly Wrong. I like Mendes' vocal performance here on the song. It kind of has more of this kind of R&B flair to it. And also, I really love how the music builds up so that it sounds really epic, starting with the pianos and then adding the strings section. And then the guitars just make it sound so grandiose. Now, are there a few weak moments here on this album? I'm afraid I'm going to have to say yes, there are. Now, two tracks I'm not a big fan of here on this album come in the form of Like to Be You featuring Julia Michaels and Why. Why, I really do enjoy the pianos that are in the song, but I'm not a big fan of Mendes' vocals on that song, and the production too just sounds very murky. And then you have Like to Be You, which features Julia Michaels doing backing vocals, and while her part isn't that bad, it's kind of boring in my opinion. Also, John Mayer, who is an influence to Shawn Mendes, does the guitar solo for that track and is also the producer for the song, which is pretty interesting because I do think that his solo on the song is pretty good. But besides that, it's just not something I'm going to be coming back to. Now, I also mentioned whenever I started this review that Mendes' vocals on this album reminded me a lot of Justin Timberlake and Ed Sheeran here on this album. And they do, and they come in the form of tracks such as Nervous and Fallen All in You, which remind me a lot of Ed Sheeran, which especially that last one, because fun fact, Ed Sheeran co-wrote the song Fallen All in You. So, and then you have Justin Timberlake influence on tracks like Particular Taste and Queen. Queen is probably one of my favorites here on this record lyrically. It just has some really nice and sarcastic hooks on it, especially in that chorus. Very infectious. So overall, while a good chunk of songs still maintain the style that Mendes is usually used to writing about, musically I think it's really stepped up its game. I really love the addition of the funk and stadium rock elements blended into that pop sound that he's very well known for. And the hooks on this thing are really catchy and really big. And I will say that there are a few songs that I'm not coming back to on this album very much, but I'm really enjoying this more than I definitely thought I would. My rating on this record is probably going to be about a high 6 out of 10. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on Shawn Mendes' self-titled record. What did you think of the album? Definitely comment in the comment section down below. And anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you all for watching this video. As always, thanks to Infinity on Hannah for these awesome designs. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click right over there to catch up on more content on this channel. If you want to see a previous video that I did, you can click right over there to see that video. And if you want to follow any of my social media links, they are linked down at the bottom. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon.